Hi everyone, welcome to another video on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Today I bring you the Assassin's Creed Valhalla title update 1.2.0. There's a lot of stuff to go over in this. I'm just going to read through all the patch notes so you don't have to, so you can listen to me while you're walking around in class, wherever you are. Although I do recommend not listening to me while you're in class. That being said, before we get into it, I just wanted to let you guys know that about 94% of the people that watch my videos on this channel are not subscribed. So please do hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot. Hit that bell notification icon, whatever you want to call it. That'll also help me out, so you'll get more of my videos as they go live. I do stream, or try to stream at the very least, usually about 3 times a week. That being said, let's get into it. So, for the patch size and deployment timings, for the Xbox Series X S, it's 17.97 gigabytes. For the Xbox One, it's 12.81 gigabytes. For the PlayStation 5, it's 12.28 gigabytes. For the PlayStation 4, it's 12.6 gigabytes. And for PC, it's 15.85 gigabytes. The update will be deployed on all consoles and PC, Ubisoft Connect, Epic Game Store, Stadia, Amazon Luna on March 16th, 2021. The deployment times are 1 p.m. Central European Time, 8 a.m. European Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 11 p.m. Australia, Oceania region time. I don't know how to say that. Also, they do say that these times are subject to change. They're just estimates, so check out the most notable changes in the forum post. And I will link the forum post in the description. The first thing that they list is the Ostara Festival, basically Easter. We added in-game support for the Ostara Festival. The Ostara Festival will be available from March 18th to April 8th. It will feature a bloomy Ravensthorpe, some unique side activities such as egg hunts and special rewards. Let's hope it's a little better than the Yuletide and a lot better than the raids. River raids were boring and are still boring. We'll provide more details about Ostara season content in the first look article coming March 18th, so I'll make a video on that as well when that does come out. Change, appearance, transmog. Now this, everyone who is anyone for Assassin's Creed fandom has been waiting for this update because transmog is huge. I don't know if you guys played Odyssey, but I did make a pretty extensive video on how to use transmog in that game. I will link it above. I will be making another one for Odyssey, for Valhalla. So be on the lookout for that as soon as this update goes live. I will try to get that video out to you as soon as I can tomorrow morning because I'm on Pacific time, so that's 5 a.m. for me. So they added the change appearance, also known as transmog, to the game. So what does this allow you to do? It allows you to change your gear and weapon appearance within the same category of items at Gunnar's Blacksmith in Ravensthorpe for 50 silver. And Gunnar says, this piece was already exceptionally beautiful, but if there's anyone who could improve it, it's me. Changed items will be marked with a star in the inventory. Based off of just those statements, it sounds like it's going to be exactly like Odyssey, where you'll be able to replace your gear with, for example, if you wanted to have a two-handed sword equipped, but you wanted it to look like Excalibur, you could transmog it to look like Excalibur, have all the stats of the other sword and not of Excalibur, and it would still look like Excalibur, and probably make the whooshing sounds like Excalibur. You could do that with the hammers. You could make them all look like Mjolnir if you really wanted. And for the armor pieces, you could make, for example, the Mentor set look like the Thane set, or the Raven Clan set look like the Mentor set, or vice versa, and so on. I don't think we'll get anything like dying or anything like that, like in AC2 or AC3 and so on in this transmog, but if we do, that would be pretty awesome. New skills. Fearless Leaper. When activated, the leap attack damage has a layer or larger area of effect and can be done at any height. Raven's Loot. Your Raven gathers loot from targets killed with ranged attacks, and loot food. Eivor now has a higher chance of looting food from dead bodies. I like the third one the best. Fearless Leaper, it looks like it's just going to prevent fall damage forever. So I guess that's another good one to have. But we'll test it out tomorrow. Close camera option. I'm also going to be making a video on this and how to activate it come tomorrow, or as soon as I can, basically. We added a close camera option to the game. Once toggled, it will activate a closer camera during regular gameplay. The camera will zoom out during combat encounters. The option can be toggled in the gameplay menu. So it's going to be fairly easy to toggle, but I will make a video on it regardless for those of you who are new to the game possibly, or those of you who don't really care to find it in the menu, and I can just show you exactly where to go. Game improvements. Miscellaneous. There will now be more cats throughout England, the best type of clutter. Foxes should no longer spawn inside London. Addressed an issue that downgraded Ubisoft Connect rewards, i.e. Spartan Bow and Moonlight Axe. In the background, in this video, you'll see me doing the glitch that allows you to, until tomorrow, get double mats for what you spend on upgrading the Spartan Bow and Moonlight Axe. It does cost 800 silver a pop, 1600 if you're using both items. So you need to have a lot of silver in order to do this glitch. And basically, they're going to be reverting that change. So once you upgrade it fully after tomorrow, once the patch is live, you won't be able to do this glitch anymore. Improve character physics behavior when running up the stairs. Clothes no longer go burr. Okay, that's nice. Small boats would now catch fire when throwing torches at them. I could care less. Balancing. Addressed an issue that caused Scotty's Blades perk to remain inactive when conditions are met. I don't think I've ever used Scotty's Blades perk. Addressed an issue that caused the Boar Master's melee attack not to build up fire damage on the player. I don't even know who that is. Addressed an issue that caused Petra's Arc perk to remain inactive about 95% HP. I've probably used that at some point, I don't know. Addressed an issue that caused the Huntsman rune to be activated when conditions were not met. Addressed an issue that allowed players to break the heavy runic attack of Kyotve with light attacks during the third phase. Addressed an issue that prevented guaranteed assassinations from working and reduced damage dealt after acquiring the shoulder bash ability. I heard some people were having issues with that where guaranteed assassinations were not working, so that's been fixed, that's good. Quests, world events, and side activities. Addressed an issue in absence of an Ealdorman that prevented players from completing the quest when the brooch was already collected. Everyone liked that, so they fixed that. Addressed an issue in the absence of the Ealdorman that prevented cutscenes from playing. Fixed that. Addressed an issue in clues and riddles that prevented players from completing the quest as it does not validate after the ritual. Addressed an issue in the demon odor at the teeth that prevented the NPC from spawning. Addressed an issue in bleeding the leech that caused the NPC to remain stuck in a defeated state. Addressed an issue in raising Earning Stone due to Galen not speaking. Addressed an issue in a Brother's Keeper that prevented a cutscene from playing. Addressed an issue in Glory Regain that prevented players from proceeding with the quest. Addressed an issue in an Island of Eels that prevented players from completing the quest as it was moved to completed quests. Put that thing back where it came from, so help me. Alright, addressed an issue that prevented players from pledging to any region on the Alliance map. Addressed an issue in Pilgrimage to St. Albanas that prevented players from talking to the NPC. Addressed an issue in the Lamb Chops world event where players could not complete the event if Merrick died. Addressed an issue in A Wise Friend where Radvi would not appear outside the Longhouse. Addressed an issue that prevented players from completing the Asgard arc while completing Binding Fate. Addressed an issue in Pilgrimage to St. Albanese where Briston could get stuck, preventing players from completing the quest. More quest issues in terms of In Dreams that prevented players from completing the Drink the Potion to return to Asgard objective. Addressed an issue in Crush Dreams, world event that caused the wife to be dead. Addressed an issue in Honor has 2 edges that prevented players from interacting with Faravid at the camp. No, I'm not going to go through all of these. Basically, a lot of different quests that could not be completed and books of knowledge that could not be collected. Yeah. Basically, still, how long are we into the game? Like 6 months? And we still don't have most of these quests working, it looks like. But anyways, they've tried to fix a lot of them, it looks like. Graphics, audio, and animation. Address various graphics, lighting, or texture issues. Address various clipping issues. Address various character or NPC animation issues. Addressed an issue that allowed players to unequip a weapon mid-animation, causing animation issues. Addressed an issue that caused an impact on character detail settings when world detail graphic settings were adjusted. What? I didn't even know that existed. Okay. Addressed an issue that caused the game not to restart after resetting graphics mode. Addressed an issue where guards wouldn't recheck already investigated hiding spots when Eivor whistles from them. River raids. Addressed various river raids related UI and HUD issues. Addressed a placement issue with raid location descriptions using Arabic interface language. There's an issue that prevented river raids content to be accessible after the Jomsviking Hall was built. Caused the objective to be missing after building the Jomsviking Hall. An issue that prevented players from reviving Jomsviking with M and K. Vagan will now randomly have dialogue during river raids. Links back. Address an issue that prevented river barricades to trigger. An issue that caused the river raid's completion on Vaughn's map to be inaccurate. Some instances of issues that with mass behaviors in specific ship hiding spots. On the River D, that resulted in the river champion being missing. Caused the Sword of St. George quest to be missing an objective. Sometimes prevented the end raid quick action from working. Caused the objective from a river to raid to be missing from the UI. Allowed rivers to have more river raid chests than keys. Caused naval chains to not regenerate when player returns to rivers. Caused the player to character showcase not to update when assigning Jomsviking to the crew. Players to seemingly trigger a raid on the boat and once again on land when a Jomsviking are dead. Prevented players from using rations after completing all river raid quests. Caused Jomsviking rank ups not to be displayed correctly. Prevented the river alert system to be displayed when returning to the longship if the alert level increased. Caused Jomsviking waiting to be hired to have a different rank in the hall than intended. Caused the map clue not to be marked as collected on River Axe map. Caused Jomsviking to die while they are currently being revived. Prevented the celebration screen to appear when completing a raid for a second time. An issue that could see the player spawn into River without their longship. Issue that resulted in a raid not being completed upon gathering all cargoes from the Sovereign Outpost. Prevented Jomsviking to open the door in Erbestok, River D, after unlocking it to loot the chest. Caused the mast not to be lowered and all Jomsviking are dead. Where the player could get stuck. Prevented players from progressing with river raids when bringing clues to Vaughn and then reloading the first autosave. Prevented players from returning to the settlement if any sensitive content option is applied while on any river. River D that caused icons for chests and cargoes to be missing from the compass. So river raids, if you are into them, those are all the changes. I could care less. Gameplay, combat, and AI. Address various NPC behavior issues. An issue that caused Eivor to continue spinning longer than intended when using the Dane's Axe special attack. Issue that caused enemies to wake up right away when they are being hit with a second sleep dart while sleeping. Issue that caused Hidden Blade to be missing from Eivor. What the? Issue that caused strange physics while throwing explosive pots. Issue that resulted in disguise speed to be limited using keyboard input. Huh. So they finally fixed it. Now you can walk with the hood, and you can walk at normal speed. That caused Eivor to moonwalk while mounting a horse that approaching from behind the player. Allowed players to obtain Nodin's Arc through save load actions. They fixed that now. I thought they fixed that before already. I guess not. So caused the player to still get blinded even though the flash missile was being thrown back to Zealot. Allowed players to swap weapons while performing heavy attack. Caused archers to shoot arrows from strange angles. Yeah, I've noticed that. It was really weird. Caused issues equipping weapons after blocking and dodging while using the battering ram. NPCs to perform the same activity for longer than intended. Guards to climb on burning roofs. Just why? Unconscious NPCs to be inflammable. Cause one charge to explode when assassinations occur. Yeah, exactly. That needed to be fixed like 10 years ago. I'm glad that's finally fixed. Allowed players to chain Hidden Blade attacks several times unintentionally. Interesting. I didn't know you could chain them. I wish I'd known. For the world, address various issues where player could get stuck. Issue that could cause players to get stuck or unable to move shelf inside St. Lewina's church. Various object placement issues across worlds. An issue where a key would sometimes remain stuck in the air when destroying the hazard in Jotunheim. Issue that allowed multiple settlement cosmetics to be applied simultaneously for one slot. Issue that caused dead pigs to return to a standing position after fast traveling. What the fudge? Alright. User interface and HUD. Various UI HUD issues. various localization issues, an issue that allowed the quick actions wheel to be accessible during the beginning of the game, addressed an issue that prevented the photo mode cursor to be visible, and that's only on Stadia, addressed an issue that caused HUD elements to disappear and the world map to be unavailable when talking to Cheerwolf at night while he is in bed. For system, they addressed an issue that prevented players from exiting the white room when the game was still downloading, addressed an issue that caused issues switching between mouse and keyboard to gamepad, addressed an issue that prevented players from reaching 100% completion, addressed an issue that caused the black button or back button to have multiple functions in the Japanese versions of the game, addressed an issue that caused the Way of the Berserker to not be available in offline mode after being redeemed, addressed an issue that caused ULC content not to be unlimited edition, I guess, content, not to be available in game after purchasing it from the store. Addressed an issue, this is just for PC, that prevented Disorder of Ancients, Take My Hand, the enemy of my enemy, over Design 2 from unlocking. PC addressed an issue that for multi-monitor setups that could cause issues while in borderless mode. Addressed an issue that caused MSI voice commands to stop working. For PS4, PS5, issue that caused the share play option to no longer be available, and also prevented players from uploading saves to the Game Cloud. Performance and stability, improved performance and stability, addressed an issue that could cause freezes while performing dodge while holding an oil jar inside Burgred's crypt. So that is all the patch notes, ladies and gentlemen. I have read through most of them. I didn't go through all of the quests because I think that's pointless. I mean, if there's a quest that's broken, you will find it, and it might not be in the list, and then you'll ask me about it, and I won't be able to answer you. So I'm not going to read. I didn't read through all of them, but the main takeaways here are: do the glitch now, get ready for Transmog, get ready for some more videos from me regarding or related to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I stream every at least 3 times a week. I will be streaming tonight. And I'll put this at the front of the video, actually, and you'll probably hear me say this at the beginning of the video, and you'll be like, what? And then if you watch till the end, you'll hear me say it again. But I will be streaming tonight, AC Valhalla, and I will be doing the glitch because I want to get as much out of it as I can before it disappears. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.